Hey guys, Debra here, back with another video. 2020 has been a crazy year. It's been very tumultuous, and now we are in the midst of hurricane season, and I am getting prepared for Hurricane Laura. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Debra Johnson. I'm an attorney and blogger, and I live and work here in Houston, Texas. I work from home. So I usually make videos about career stuff, online business, working from home. And today I'm talking about what I'm doing to prepare for what could be a major hurricane hitting the coast of Texas and or Louisiana. And I have been through many storms before. The biggest storms I've been through are Hurricane Allison, Hurricane Rita, which was right after Katrina, and we all freaked out and tried to evacuate and couldn't, and Hurricane Harvey. Those are probably the three biggest ones I've been through, but living in Houston, I've been through storms and floods and tropical depressions and all that. But I think this one just feels different because there's been so much already going on this year, and I'm personally just overwhelmed and tired of it. I just want calm. I just want things to be calm, but instead it's literally about to storm, and I'm just trying not to freak out. I'm not really scared of hurricanes or storms because I've been through so many. The thing is that once they start, they're just so intense, and it's just such a huge weather event. They spawn tornadoes, you know, the wind is just really loud and upsetting, and there's a possibility for floods, and then you go through all that, power outages, all that stuff. Once it's over, you have to deal with assessing property damage and loss of life and trying to get back to a normal. And in a year that's been nothing normal, it just feels like so much. So what I'm trying to do is get prepared, and I pretty much know how to prepare. I started over the weekend. Today is Tuesday, and I finished most of my major prep on Saturday. I have like everything on the hurricane preparedness list. After I finish shooting this, I am gonna go out to the store just to get some more snacks, and if I can find more flashlights, I will. But for the most part at this point, I just want to get this thing over with. Hopefully everyone can stay as safe as possible. So I'm going to show you guys just a few tips for getting prepared for a major event like this and trying to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. So the first thing I want to show you guys is paperwork. So this is something that you might forget, but once a storm starts, if you have to evacuate, or if there's high water, or if your nerves are bad, you want to have all your important papers available. So ideally you would have a waterproof envelope, but if you don't, just use whatever you have. And just remember that if you have it in a backpack or something and it's raining outside, it will get wet. So try to wrap it up in plastic. So I have prepared like one of these for myself and for my son. He has one. And what you would put in this is like your passport, a social security card, birth certificates, anything that's like important paperwork, extra copies of prescriptions or anything like that that you need to have. And you do one of those for each family member. So I have one for myself, one for my son. And in this envelope, I have it flipped over because I don't want all the paperwork to show. I put stuff like insurance policies. So my rental insurance, which unfortunately I don't have flood insurance, but my rental insurance, my car insurance, extra copies of health insurance cards, which you also want to put each person's health insurance card in here, and like my dog's health records, stuff like that, that if you evacuated or if you had to go to a shelter, like you want to have these papers handy with you, physically printed out, because you have to remember the internet and stuff sometimes isn't working during a storm. Another thing is you want to have something in case the lights go out. So I have this business book called Building a Story Brand. Pretty good book. I've read it, part of it before, but I want to read the whole thing. And this is also a fiction. This is a fiction book called Queenie. Just something to take my mind off of craziness if I end up somewhere where, like at home or at a shelter or something where the lights are out. So if you have kids too, you want to make sure they have something to be occupied in case the lights go out. Don't depend on the iPad and phone and stuff. But speaking of iPads and phones, if you have an extra battery pack, make sure it's charged up. So this one can charge, I think, the phone, recharge it up to like 90 hours or something crazy. So I could charge, you know, recharge my phone, recharge my son's phone. And I actually have one for him as well, and he lost his. So keep these stored away until you need them. And extra chargers as well. So don't forget that stuff. Paperwork, chargers, and entertainment. And let's hop over to look at the other hurricane supplies. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have plenty of water for 2 people. It's me and my son and our dog, and I actually have a separate supply of water for him. This is the most important thing to have because your water supply can get disrupted during a hurricane and it can become unsafe to drink. So you want to make sure that you have water for drinking, bathing, washing your hands, stuff like that. And speaking of washing your hands, I have a bunch of my pandemic supplies here. Of course, I do have more. I have Lysol and I have actual antibacterial wipes. These are just surface wipes. But this is some of the things I keep handy. Now, this is crazy because I would have purchased more flashlights, but I thought that I had 5. Turns out I only have 3 because this one is broken. The coil that goes right here is broken, so it's not working. And then this one is just not working. And I could try to go find another flashlight, but honestly, it's probably too late. But I have these 3 that are working. Make sure you test your flashlights and stuff. And yeah, I have extra batteries as well. And in case the lights go out, I also have some candles. Now, if you have a gas line at your house, be careful. Make sure the gas line hasn't ruptured or anything because you don't want to cause a fire. So I have an assortment of masks. These are actually like masks I don't generally wear every day, and face shields. But just in case we have to evacuate, I wanted to just have all this stuff handy. I actually even have a few N95 masks and gloves as well, just in case we had to go to a shelter or something. I would want to have that stuff. Now, oh, there's other items I have that aren't pictured right here. Of course, I have dog food, everything I need for the dog. And because you can't necessarily take your dog out during a storm, I did get these pads. I don't know if he'll use them, but just in case he needs them. I mean, I was just trying to think of everything that I might need. And I have treats and snacks and stuff for the dog to make sure that he makes it through the storm, because you guys know dogs don't like storms. So let's just take a look at some of the food. Okay guys, I didn't want to take everything. I don't want to take everything out of my cabinets, but just to give you some ideas of other foods and things you can get. Now, you want to primarily get non-perishable things that will be okay if the power goes out. So for example, bread and peanut butter, bam, that's a whole meal. Tuna, I don't like tuna though, so I get chicken salad. I actually really like these. I used to eat these as a snack when I used to work in a cubicle. Coffee that can be made without a coffee maker. So I have a bunch of these, but this is just one I pulled out. Instant coffee crystals can be dissolved in water for coffee. I got Powerade for our electrolytes. Soup, again, I have really got this for the pandemic, but some of the pandemic supplies have doubled as hurricane supplies. I have tons of cereal in my cabinets. Tons and tons of cereal. You also want to have like these. Okay, so these have to be refrigerated, but they're just good to grab to eat, so that, you know, if you don't feel like cooking a whole meal, like my son could just grab these when we just want to snack on something. This is purely a comfort food snack, guys. Sour Patch. This is also somewhat of a comfort food. These are like my favorite snacks from HEB, so I can munch on those. Fruit snacks, these are actually good for keeping your energy up when you just like want to munch on something. Nutri-Grain bars for breakfast. Again, if the power and stuff is on, we can actually make our regular breakfast foods, bacon, eggs, stuff like that. But if the power goes out, we can just grab these for breakfast. Of course, if the power goes out, then these Lunchables, you know, they'll need to be kept cool, but I'll show you guys what I'll do for that. I grabbed some Capri Suns, as well as another, I know this is not healthy, guys, Rice Krispies, just for like another comfort snack. So of course I have more regular food in my fridge, but these are just ideas for like non-perishable foods. And I'll show you guys the prep in case the power goes out. So one of the biggest issues with a wind event is that the power can get knocked out. So if the power gets knocked out, what you can do is have ice. So I went ahead and went to Circle K and got a couple bags of ice, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I have a pull-out freezer. So what I'm gonna do right here is make room. I'm gonna move this stuff and put the ice right there and make room for the ice. And what I'll do is if the power goes out, those ice bags will be put into the fridge, and the foods that need to be kept cold will just be put around the ice so that it can be kept cold longer until we can eat that food. Now, if you don't have time to go get ice, don't want to go get ice, there's a couple other things you can do. If you have an ice maker like this, you can scoop this ice out, put it in buckets, or not buckets, but like bowls, and then place it in the freezer. And then, of course, this is going to make more ice, and you do the same thing until you have like an extra supply. And oh, these are also good if you have these, because you can put them in a cooler too. I don't have a lot of these because I don't work in the office anymore. I used to have a lot of them. Or these actual frozen items themselves can be used to keep other things cold. So you can basically make your own supply of ice, or you can freeze water to make a supply of ice as well in case the power goes out. Or if you just want to keep cool, because if the power goes out, that means that the AC is also going to go out. So make sure you have a plan for if the power goes out. Here's something else. I do have fresh fruit too, because that also doesn't have to be refrigerated. Some of this fruit, I don't know, probably it's not fresh anymore. But fruit is also an option. These bananas and stuff, I need to probably put this in a smoothie. Or like protein. These are other things that can provide a lot of nutrition if worse came to worse and we were stuck without power or access to food. Because I'm telling you guys, until you're in a situation, you don't really realize how much you eat, how much you drink, how much you wash your hands, until the water's not running, or you can't leave your house, or you can't go get food. So just make a plan and be over prepared. You also want to have a plan for your little pets, okay? So this crate, I can actually break it down and take it in a car for my dog. I know that this space, it's not a big, I actually have a way bigger crate for him than this, but this one can fit in the car. And you want to make sure your pet is used to it, they feel safe, it can fit their water bowl, their food bowl, it can be carried in the car. Ideally you would have one with wheels, but the good thing about this one is that it can be broken down. So if you have to evacuate with your pet, the shelters will require you to have a leash, to have your dog's or pet's shots up to date, and some type of crate. Okay, so again, he actually can stand up fully and turn around in this and sleep in this. I have a bigger one. I know this is not like the best crate in the world, but it's one that could be used in case we had to evacuate. So don't forget about a plan for your pets. Okay, so I'm supposed to be doing a patio makeover. That was actually the video I was gonna do for fall, because I don't have any patio furniture. But I'm out here just to remind you guys that whatever patio furniture you have, to take it inside or put it safely stored away, so that when the winds start, it doesn't blow all around. I actually started on my patio makeover. I started by scrubbing these doors clean, and then I'm gonna get an outdoor, I'm still gonna do it, I'm gonna get an outdoor rug and like a real patio table and patio seating. And so I'll make a video and show you guys that, because working from home, I like to come outside and just sit and relax sometimes, and I want to do a whole makeover for fall. Okay guys, so I hope this video was helpful and not too all over the place, and maybe you got like a couple tips you can use for this emergency or any other one. I know at the beginning of the video I was like super emotional, but I actually took some time to call my mom, and she calmed me down and just reminded me it's just wind and rain, and we've gotten through it before and we will get through it again. So I feel a lot better, very prayerful, very hopeful. And I'm gonna link for you guys to some official hurricane resources so you can make sure you're prepared. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna try to be more active on there. I'll leave the link in my description box as well. And I am just wanting to hear from you guys. Do you feel prepared for a natural disaster? Have you been through one before? If you have any tips or insights for me, definitely let me know. Like I said, hopefully It won't be too impactful, but you just want to be prepared. All right guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. I have to run to the store and get a couple last minute things like some more snacks. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.